using more of the Medicham to be a direct fighting damage hit, but also running the Psychic. And then I'm using Poliwrath to be my power-up punch user.
Okay.
And Ice Punch.
All right, I'm taking notes. I'm changing my team, right? We're changing my strategy. But we've got Nerd on stream, right? We don't have the phone for CCO, but that's okay. We get Nerd here leading with the Poliwrath, fan favorite for this cup. And we got a mirror match. So it's going to come down to these move sets, right?
Right, and we remember exactly what Nerd runs for his Poliwrath. He actually runs Ice Punch and Dynamic Punch.
Yeah, that's my preferred move set for Poliwrath right now because I'm not rocking a Medicham, but we'll see. No shield, and you can just see how much damage the Poliwrath does with Dynamic Punch.
Yeah, we're going to see here. Is he going to decide to shield? No, he's not, because he knows he was able to hit that direct hit. Is he going to be doing a Dynamic Punch as well? Yes, he is.
Okay, we get to see CCO's moves, or at least one of the charge moves right now. The other one is kind of hidden to us, so we'll see how that plays out, and we'll see if he decides to use a shield for this.
Now I'm curious. Is he running Ice Punch, or is he running Hydro Pump?
CCO staying calm and cool and not shielding that Ice Punch.
Very good move. Absolutely great move. Now we have Nerd swapping out, bringing in the Cresselia, and now he's waiting to see exactly what he's going to bring in. He decides to bring Empoleon.
Yeah, Poliwrath is gone because of that confusion damage, and we can see Empoleon kind of waterfalling its way to a charge move.
Yeah, Empoleon's going to do some decent damage, but again, I don't know.
I think this is the shield to use, right? Since you didn't shield with your Poliwrath, you got to use one of those shields, and he does.
Exactly. And we all know Cresselia is a massive tank. Massive tank.
Yes, I know from experience, right? I'm a big fan of using Cresselia, but it just takes so long to get to those charge moves. Now we'll see what they do with the next. Okay, doesn't use the charge move, and he hangs on to get the charge move off. That's great.
Yeah.
Now, does CCO or does Nerd
decide to shield here? I don't think so.
Okay.
He lets Cresselia go down, brings back Poliwrath to be able to farm up a little bit more, see what he's going to be able to bring in. Confusion's going to do. Oof.
The Nerd is he's becoming the bully. We've seen him a few times on stream. Let's see what this Ice Punch does.
How the Nerd has converted to be the bully.
Yes. Now, of course, the Claydolt's Confusion gets rid of the Poliwrath, but we've got Mawile doing work, right?
Mawile, like we said before, Mawile's going to do a whole lot of work, especially with shields.
We've seen him do this with the two shielded, having the two shields with Mawile, and he's in control of this battle right now.
100%. Nerd is coming in, having so much energy, and just completely annihilating that Claydol with Bite.
I'm wondering if he named himself the Nerd because he's embracing his smart wittiness, or if he's just trying to, stay under the radar from all the other bullies, because he's clearly doing the bullying on the streams. We've seen him do a lot of work on this stream so far.
Oh, absolutely. Like I said before, right? I told you, Mawile is just going to annihilate. You saw that. He kept his two shields until the very end.
Yeah.
Right? He didn't even have to. Well, yeah, okay, I would say he had to. The Earth Power, yeah, for sure, shielded it. But again, he only used one shield. He won with a shield.
Yeah. I've had matches where I've led Poliwrath, not shielded, right? Because I felt I won that matchup, and then not put the pressure, and my opponent has two shields with a Mawile and then runs through the rest of my team.
Exactly. It's all about the shield baiting, and with when you have that shield bait and you do it successfully, right? You're a lot more ahead in the game compared to the shield baits go bad. You're a lot further behind.
A lot of the battlers are experienced, so they may know those things, but I keep having to remind myself as I'm doing these practice battles to just not let my opponent keep two shields if they've got a Mawile on the team. Apply more pressure, make them use a shield at least, and because again, you don't want that Mawile to run through your ghosts or whatever you have remaining on your team.
Exactly. Mawile is a monster, and if he has two shields,
you called it early on, right? You were a big fan, supporter of Mawile.
Yeah. And everybody doubted me.
Yeah. Well, I think one of the reasons why they did is because of it just doesn't have the pressure from a charge move perspective, but that's not what its strength is right now. I mean, sure, you get a power up punch here and there, but it's that bite damage that's just wrecking through those ghosts.
Exactly, 100%. Now, he did lock in, and he's actually locked in with a Cresselia as the lead.
Yeah, I like to switch it up every once in a while. Maybe he thinks he's going to lead Poliwrath again.
Let's see. Oh,
Okay, but you've got confusion versus confusion user, right?
yeah. I'm not 100% sure how this matchup goes, but I think Cresselia is a tank. So
Yeah, and I think with the ice damage against the clay doll or the aurora beam that it wins this matchup. So we'll see how the shields come into play or who decides to use what shields.
Aurora Beam going off. Oh
Yeah.
wow, Aurora, yeah,
Yeah.
definitely Cresselia is
It's super effective, but it doesn't like do, it doesn't faint, right? It's still alive. It's able to do some work against Cresselia.
right, and Cresselia doesn't have to shield in this scenario,
No.
right? Just go straight in, do confusions, hit the Aurora Beams, possibly bait a shield here.
What? Does it get to another earth power before gets to aurora beam? So now what do, right?
This
Do you
is gonna be a tough
just
one.
rely on the bulk? He decides not to. He decides to use the shield.
Yep.
But then you're still going to have a similar scenario potentially. That maybe Claydol getting to another earth power before Cresselia gets to the aurora beam, but he decides not to shield, so that thing that I just said doesn't matter.
Exactly. But I don't know if you noticed it, but did you see the Earth Power actually got the debuff, bringing the Cresselia defense lower?
Okay, no, I did not see
Yeah.
that. It's a
So
good eye there,
again,
John.
Cresselia is a tank, but again, lowering the defense
Yeah.
is huge. Still being able to pull off an Aurora Beam against Steelix,
Yeah.
doing some decent damage.
Yeah, neutral damage, and we're seeing. Is he gonna do the crunch? No, he doesn't have to get do the crunch. So the Cresselia is loaded. He's got some energy here, and in comes that Poliwrath. And I feel this is gonna be a crunch. Let's see. See, Jimma does not know. He takes a huge chunk of damage, but he still hangs onto that shield. And
Yep.
in comes the Mawile. Now, Poliwrath is pretty good against Mawile.
Yeah, this is gonna be a tough one to come back from. Bringing in the Mawile, especially. Oh man.
Which is good for us. Maybe we see an important game 3, not just like a mercy game 3. Yeah,
Yeah.
you can see him deciding not to shield, and that's the reason why I went to Dynamic Punch on Poliwrath was to take care of Mawile a little bit.
Yeah. I think that was a poor switch on that one.
Yeah,
I'm not sure why he did the whole swap out.
yeah. CCO in complete control of this one, still having the shields, and goes for the ice punch. Right, gets rid of his last shield.
Yeah.
And this is GG for CCO. Trying to get one of those shields. He does get the shield, but it's not going to matter, right? Here comes the dynamic punch, hopefully, to put this Poliwrath out of his misery, and then we get to see a game 3.
That's the thing, right? It's all about the shields. I don't even think CCO even used a shield.
Yeah,
I don't think he did.
I think at the end he did use the one of the two shields, but it wasn't
Yeah.
a big deal, right? Because he was in complete control. So, but you're right, going through most of the match not having to use a shield, and
Exactly.
sometimes that's what happens when you lead Cresselia. It's not applying the right amount of pressure that you prefer. Takes a while to get to those charge moves.
Exactly.
And I don't want to speak too soon, but we can kind of see what he's thinking as far as his lead goes.
And the thing is, I honestly think he was in a bad matchup, but what sealed it was the switch to Mawile.
Yeah.
Right? Switching in Mawile against Poliwrath is just like, oof.
Yeah, it's tough to overcome. Maybe if you're still rocking dynamic punch. No, even if you're the old. You're right. It was not the greatest of gameplays there. So we'll see
Let's
what
see.
these
Who's
two
gonna take it now? Will it be the nerd? Right now, should we even call
or
him nerd?
CCO. I can. Let's see if the people in the chat can. Let's see if they can root for these battlers that they don't really know, or maybe some of the viewers do know these two. But we'll
But
see
again,
what happens.
probably not the biggest names in the community right now, but these guys are coming here making a name,
Yeah.
right? They're going into season 2 saying, I'm going to make it, right? And
That's
again,
what's great about a fresh start, right? So we've got Mawile versus Claydol. He gets the Claydol out right away.
swaps in, brings in the Cresselia. Cresselia's confusion is just going to go to work now. See, that is now the better play. This is pretty
Yeah.
much, I think I'm not going to call it too soon, right? But I think this is pretty much GG for Nerd. But again, he could call it and bring it back.
puts him in a great position to win for sure, right? You can see the confusion's chunked down, but he's probably not going to shield any of these charge moves, and it's going to slowly bring down Cresselia. But then the Cresselia is going to be loaded full of energy for whatever he decides to bring in.
He's going to go in, J farm the heck out of that Poliwrath, right? Just literally just J farming completely. Doesn't matter what he throws. He's going to be full on energy, and he's just going to shoot off those charge moves for the next Pokemon coming in. Aurora Beam going to be great, doing some neutral damage depending what's coming in, or Future Sight going to be heavy hitting.
Yeah, both got 2 shields left. He's thinking, he's debating. Is he bringing the Clay? No, the Steelix, which is a good play. Like Aurora Beam's neutral, but it doesn't do a ton of damage.
Again, Aurora Beam is probably the better move to use.
Oh, for sure. That's why I have Aurora Beam on my Cresselia, is because it is neutral damage, right? Steelix will resist the other charge moves.
He'll be able to pull off another Aurora Beam. He does.
Well, that's what I was going to ask before, actually.
Like, he didn't have to pull off the Aurora Beam, right? He does have, I think, his Poliwrath in the back. But again, he was able to bring down that Steelix.
Well, you want to get that second Aurora Beam off before he could potentially crunch you down.
Exactly. Bringing in the Poliwrath. He's not going to shield, but if it's Earthquake, it's going to do a lot of damage.
When are these guys going to use their shields?
Yeah.
We'll find out.
This is a lot of shieldless matches. I don't know why he's keeping it. Why is he straight up? Okay.
Well, I think we know why Nerd's saving his 2 shields, right? To protect his Mawile when he does bring him into battle.
Deciding not to shield again.
That's crazy. Oh my god. So, like, he's got to shield eventually.
Like I understand, like he's in such a big matchup that he's gonna be able to just destroy the Clay and keep it the double shield. But still, like, keep the Poliwrath. I get it though. I get it. Yeah. I do get it. Because he knows he's gonna be able to bring down the Steelix and keep the Mawile for the Clay.
But this is one of Jimma's worst nightmares, though, is losing with shields. We mentioned you do. That's what Mawile has the ability to do, is make you lose with shields remaining. So, like, and you don't want to ever shield a power-up punch. But sometimes you have to. But, like, I think he just knows it's GG.
He knows it's GG.
And
Nerd
is the big bully. Mawile and the Nerd taking down another win.
Wow.
Yeah, he needed to use some of those shields, and that's a reminder for all the viewers, right? Again, a lot of people are aware of that, but Mawile with shields is deadly, and he has the ability to make you lose with shields remaining, so you got to use them earlier in the match.
Oh, absolutely. And seeing, like, I understand not using your shield, again, like we were saying earlier, right? Yeah. Not using the shield because he knows that he has Claydol in the back. Once Claydol comes in, Confusion's just going to annihilate Poliwrath.
Yeah.
Why use the shield? Bring the Mawile, double shield, just annihilate.
Yeah.
The Claydol.
I know CCO was sitting there thinking, I could have used some of those shields earlier.
Oh, absolutely.
Well, let's get hype, right? We're coming to the end, right? Maybe we should pick up some energy here and like see what's going on. The Nerd bullying his way to take home this trophy. Let's update and see who's doing what. Yeah, shout out to all you guys in chat. We appreciate the support. PvP is possible because of you guys.
I think now we are going to be bringing it to
Jolt Switch interviewing the Nerd.
Yes. On to you, Jolt Switch.
All right, guys, we do have Nerd here after his win. Hey guys, Jolt Switch here. We've got Nerd here after another win. Congratulations on being on table 1 there. Definitely some moves there with that Mawile.
Oh yeah, it's been going crazy.
Yeah, it's pretty intense. I mean, I've got one of those on my team too, but you're putting it to work today.
Okay, I won't lie.
Yeah.
Like, prepping up to the tournament, I had all these teams planned out because Sinister's kind of crazy. You can like, there's so many teams you can make that are pretty viable, and I had Mawile on my wish list team, and it wasn't until last night that a friend of mine that I was raiding with, because I was fresh out of charge TMs, I had 0, so I was just raiding with her, and she just powered up and double moved a Mawile, and she just traded me. She's like, take it, you need it. So I had like no practice, but I'd watch so many videos going in that I was just like, I have to take it. I got to use it. It's on the dream team. And
That's awesome. So you got that one from a friend?
yeah, like literally just last night. So,
Oh wow! So did you get some practice in before today, or not really? But
just
it's
running some sims, watching some videos.
Well, I mean, it's been working well for you though.
Oh yeah. It's Mawil's kind of crazy.
It's got very few weaknesses, but I mean, it does really well here.
Yeah, like in its bad matchups, even it's able to chunk away. So like there are times when I like opt into staying into a matchup against a Poliwrath or something, and I chip away at it and then look for a switch, or look to come in back and farm because people really don't expect the quick move damage a lot of the time.
Yeah, especially when you're pulling that power up punch. No one wants to shield that little bit of damage.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah, the power up punch actually it did actually matter a couple of times. I remember doing Mawile versus Empoleon, which before Mawile got power up punch was actually an Empoleon favored matchup, but now it's Mawile favored because the power up punch actually really matters.
Right on. Well, it's good to see that working. I mean, I might have to TM mine before I go into any tournaments here. But I mean, who are you looking forward to in the next round?
I didn't actually check the brackets.
That's all right. We can definitely take a peek here. I'm sure it'll be up soon. We probably have a few battles rounding out.
I mean, there's up until last round, it was like 5-1 people. I was looking at the 4-1 players. A lot of them, people I practice with, very scary, dangerous players to play against. But hopefully I can pull out a win.
Yeah, well, I mean, you've been doing really well, so I'm sure you got it. Might have it in the bag there. We might see you on table 1 once again. So I think we'll head back to the stream now. We've got the other ones starting to line up. We'll be head back right over to Jimma and J Farm. Back to you guys.